Oh, thank God. Alright, welcome back to the channel if you're subscribed, and if not, then thanks for checking in. I'm the Movie Maniac, and today we're going to talk about A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. This one is considered by many to be the gold standard of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels, and for the longest time, this was my favorite sequel. Alright, so if you didn't know, it's about a group of teens in a psych hospital. They start getting visited by Freddy in their dreams. They all start waking up to this idea, no pun intended, and then Nancy from the original film shows up to help them through all of this, and they can start to control themselves in their dreams a little bit and start fighting back against Freddy. I saw an interview where Wes Craven said that to really do a third Elm Street movie at this point, that you'd have to take things to the next level, in his own words. And they certainly give that a shot here, but back then, especially operating on a lower budget, you had to get extremely creative. So doing something like this, where you can literally have this group go into a group hypnosis, and then they all wake up in the same dream together to take on Freddy. You know, after the last two movies, the original film and then Freddy's Revenge, this was like a mind-blowing approach to how to deal with this story. So having it make this kind of an effort 3 movies in, and it kind of brings me to my next point. This really does do a great job at almost making it feel like this could be the end. If this were the last movie with Freddy Krueger in it, you could kind of creatively say, hey, we did what we needed to do, here's the trilogy, because it does seal things off. I don't intend to make this a physical media review, but the way this review came about was rewatching it on the 4K in the new, absolutely stunning box set that was recently released just in time for Halloween, and I gotta tell you, it really, certain 4K transfers have that effect where it looks like it's a new movie, even though it's from the 80s, and it's so clear and it's so crisp that it just seems as if someone was trying to create the illusion of making everybody's hairstyles and the music and all of that like it was from back then, but it was shot today. That's a compliment to whoever scanned this and, you know, did this transfer. This new way of exploring how you can enter a dream with more than one person. This wasn't the only thing they wanted to do, aside from including now making you know that it's a rockin' 80s soundtrack. Also, Freddy is a little more comedic this time around, and I would not say that he's on the level of like where he ends up and Freddy's dead. And a lot of people do talk about Dream Warriors as if it's just a big stand-up comedic act, and it's not really. I mean, I know the Welcome to Primetime line is really the first moment for me in the movie where it stands out as, he's kind of funny now. But he's still playing it straight for the most part. You know, I mean, if you really take that into account, like, he's having fun with it more than anything. And there are a couple of moments where it's supposed to be horrifying for the characters, but maybe a little fun for the audience. And so you're beginning to see that now. And as a matter of fact, in the special features for this movie, they talk about how they were in a position, especially with Wes Craven being on board in the background, that he stood between them and New Line Cinema. So there was this freedom for the creatives to really do whatever they wanted. There was nobody coming back from the studio saying that that's excessive or that's going to be offensive or something, that they were really able to get away with whatever they want. And I think that that's what you see here, like the snake Freddy Krueger, the floating door in the middle of the room that lets them go in. I mean, like being able to have those group hypnosis sessions. I mean, how great is that scene when they all first go into it and they're all waking up and they think it didn't work, but then they look at the little metal ball tabletop design and it starts floating in midair, and then they all realize that they're in the dream. It's not all perfect. I mean, there are definitely times when there's performances in the movie where I'm not sure if it's the dialogue or if it's just bad acting. And it's not always that way. You've got a young Lawrence Fishburne in here, and he's such a natural. He's so good whenever he's on screen. There's other really great actors and performances in here as well. And, you know, I'm not gonna name names or anything like that, but there are a couple of moments where the delivery seems a little stiff, or it feels like they're reading from a script. It was nice to bring this full circle. You see returning characters. It all kind of comes back together, and then it has an extremely conclusive ending. And it took some guts to do what they did to end the movie in that fashion. I mean, There's a reason that parts 4, 5, 6, all of those don't have the character Nancy in them anymore. It's not until New Nightmare that we see her return. I will say this too, oftentimes when we talk about Dream Warriors, it sounds like we're describing like a Steven Spielberg level movie. And when you watch it, you'll learn very quickly that it's not. But the idea to make something truly terrific and cinematic is there. And I mean, that's why this movie is referenced so often in discussions of the best slasher movies. Although I can see people saying like, hey, it's an okay movie that's working with a great idea. If I say 7 out of 10, will it make you happy? Will it make you happy? I don't know. It feels a little high, but at the same time, looking back at what this achieved, I mean, if I were this age back in 1987, this was the third entry in the Krueger franchise. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that 7 would be hard to justify. And I do think that this is a really solid entry in the franchise. Like I said, guys, it was my favorite of probably the entire, Elm Street series for a long time. It's just that sometimes when you sit with it for too long, it just kind of, you focus on another entry after a while. Most of you already know the drill, but for those who don't, make sure to smash that notification bell. Like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay inside the mind of a movie maniac. Oh, man, I had this crazy dream that I reviewed A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. Hey, why's the camera on?